Hello, welcome back. This is hobby vlog number 2. This is part 2 of me rambling on about these bloody miniatures, Jacobeans. So if you haven't seen part 1, that does exist. If you'd like to subject yourself to that before coming here, you can do so. Or you can think of it as the salt in the wound once you've been suitably lacerated by this video. I should say from part 1, I forgot to mention this bloke here who did make an appearance in part 1. This is Sir Robert Cecil. Secretary of State, Treasurer, and Spy Master, apparently. So, I mean, it's not the kind of thing you tell people, so I don't know how anyone knows that. But he's got his wee... Anyway, talked about him, and you've seen him, because you've seen part 1, I assume. So, anyway, on to the... This is the main event, really, isn't it? Let's be honest. This is what we're all here for. It's the guys, it's the boys. Look at them. Gunpowder, treason and plot. So, we'll just do what we did last time, and we'll just go through them, and I'll show you them up close so you can know what not to do. Learn from my mistakes. The guys at the front, the 4 boys here, these are the conspirators set from Bloody Miniatures. And the other 4 guys are a combination of a killing gentleman, these 3, and that's minus the green pantaloon man from the last video. And this man here is from the Titans of the Age set. We'll talk about him in a minute. So, let's start with the... There we go. So, this man is the only one with a colourful cape. I painted him first and then thought, oh, maybe they need to be a wee bit more discreet because they're out and about doing conspiracies. And maybe he's hiding in plain sight. The closer we are to danger, the further we are from harm type thing. Look at me, you know, look at me, reverse psychology type thing. But anyway, what I'm noticing about his cape is that it's making it really difficult to focus on him, so maybe it's working. Maybe it is working. There we go. Oh no, doesn't want to focus on him. I've watched many a YouTube video with a man trying to focus on a miniature. Add this one to the pile. So there you go. He's got a wee feather there in his hat. I love the hats. I love the hats from this era. Why don't we wear hats as a culture anymore? We've lost something. We've really lost something. Our forebears knew what to do with their heads, and that was to put hats on them. So many hatless people walking about these days. It's just... it's sad to see. It is sad to see. I think we should all probably wear capes as well. Look at that, capes, gorgeous. Anyway, enough of this man. So this is probably some kind of fairly rich man. You might notice a lot of these guys are going to be, they're going to have orange hair, beards. There's no real reason for that. It's just that I like that colour for hair because it's striking. And also, as I said in the last video, these were painted with quite a limited paint palette. I don't have that many paints, so you've got to try and mix the colours up a bit. This guy does have yellow here actually, or light brown here. But there you go. I think this might be the mastermind in my mind. This might be Catesby, not to be confused with Gatsby. Catesby. I don't know how you pronounce it. I've never heard it. I've only read it, I think. So I'm assuming it's Catesby. Please correct me in the comments by typing the word, and I'll read it however I read it, and that will not really help. There we go. Yeah, I figured he'd maybe have a gun, because he's the boss. There's another dude, looking fresh to death with his what a hat that is. That's a good hat. He's got a wee, I don't know what that is meant to be. I don't know what the person that sculpted it intended it to be, but I saw it as a piece of metal on there. So could be completely misinterpreting the sculpt there. I think I do that quite a lot with things. It's part of the reason I like to give it a wash of Agrax before I start applying any paints, because it helps me to get a sense of what's actually going on. I don't know if I'm just particularly bad at differentiating between different items of clothing on these miniatures, but not so much with these ones actually, but I've definitely found that in the past. It's helped me to get a sense of what's actually happening before I start trying to paint things and realising I'm painting something the wrong colour. And there he is, look. So I'll take a moment to appreciate the probably the most famous man amongst all of the named characters in this range. That would be Guy Fawkes. There he is, in all his yellow glory. And he had to have a wee pistol. He's definitely my favourite of the sculpts. I'm saying named, but I've just named him that. That is not the that was not Bloody Miniatures that gave him that name. That's just who I saw this guy as. He's got the Last Stand kind of vibe going on there with his body language, his posture. So yeah, and he's got the leaves, of course. We'll talk about the leaves in a second, actually. Okay, so now we've got the. In fact, let me get the leaves. So as you can see, there's still quite a lot of leafiness going on the table here. This is the Green Stuff World Leaf Litter Autumn Orange. So that's what used on there. These look like they're actually some kind of, doesn't tell you what they are, but they do look like they are some kind of plant matter. I hope that they're not going to start to rot or anything. I did try the little leaf cutter. I really wanted some autumn leaves for these guys, and I got some tissue paper, some crepe paper, and I used this, and the results were okay. I think I kind of probably could have simplified the colour. I'll show you, here you go. Simplified the colour palette a bit. This is what I ended up with. The green was a mistake. The green is too blue. The other leaves look okay actually. I'll try and use them for something, but I did try them on one of the dogs and it just looked terrible. So these ones are definitely just got a much nicer look. Okay, so we'll talk about these lads here then. So this is the guys from the Killing Gentleman set. This is some kind of assassin looking guy. He's peeking around a corner. He makes more sense when you put him at a corner. I think this miniature. So if you put him like that, and he's like, oh, don't come round yet, because there's a guy around there. No, sort of peeking out, you know. That's his pal. Looks a bit sneaky as well, doesn't he? Sorry, I'm not holding these in a very good position now. There you go. Can we actually see anything? That better? So I quite like this guy. He looks a bit sneaky. He's sort of coming up behind someone. And this is the man with a plan. He's got a wee barrel of something. Could be gunpowder. Could be pipeweed. He's got his wee pipe there. Smoking something. And last but not least, this is one of the named characters from the Titans of the Age set. This is Henry Garnet. And he's a pretty shady looking character, isn't he? He's a Jesuit, and he ended up being executed for having known something about the plot. But I think that was probably more that he'd taken confession from someone that knew something about it, as opposed to having actually planned it. It's good. I like that sculpt as a sort of representation of that character. It's a nice one. Hard to paint the face. I didn't really paint the face. I just sort of shot some paint up there, and we'll hope for the best, which is sometimes that's all you can do. As I said in the last video, they're all magnetised as well. Put a wee magnet base on them. These bases are actually 28mm bases, as opposed to the standard 25mm, just to be really awkward. I just bought them, and then bought them by accident, really, to be honest. I didn't know what I was doing, and quite like them, because they give you a wee bit more room for little stones and leaves. There you go. So that's all the guys. That's all the conspirators. Let's get Guy Fawkes back here. Look at him. There he goes. As I say, this is my Guy Fawkes. This does not necessarily express the views of Bloody Miniatures, who may have in their heart of hearts felt that this was Guy Fawkes, or even perhaps this, or any other of those fine gentlemen we have just viewed. So there you go, folks. I hope that's been of some value to some people. If only one person in the world has been touched by it. The reason I made the video really was that it's the first project I've ever finished, and it felt really appropriate given the time of year it is now when I'm making this video to share it with you. There's, as far as I know, there aren't many ranges from this period of time, the Jacobean early 17th century, and so it felt like maybe it would be of some value, and I've certainly got a lot of value from some YouTube people over the years, and you know, it's not going to solve any of the problems in the world really, but it might give someone a nice wee break for a bit. Watch some little Levy guys getting wielded out of focus in front of a crappy phone. You know, these things can be enjoyable. Well, I hope you have a lovely autumnal period. Enjoy the festivities and enjoy the beautiful leaves, homemade or bought, or on actual trees or on the ground. All of them are valid, and all of them are pleasant. So, happy autumn, happy Halloween, happy Guy Fawkes night, and a happy YouTube experience to all who have passed this way. Until next time, fare thee well, and remember the 5th of November. Gunpowder, treason, and plot. I see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot.